I had a little break. I booked a tour, which is supposed to be a haunted vaults and stuff tour. I still have about an hour, so I'm wondering where can I get something to drink, because I'm quite thirsty. So my little trip to Edinburgh is slowly coming to an end. This is my last night. I know it's a really short trip. I know I can't really see much. I haven't been to the castle. I haven't been to the other places, I understand. But like I said, it's only 2 days. I didn't came here to spend every minute just exploring. I came here to chill out. It's a huge city. There's a lot of things going on here, a lot of streets, a lot of quirky places. But guys, I only have 2 days. But I'm sure I will be coming back to Scotland because I've never been to Glasgow. And I think Glasgow will be my next destination in Scotland. I can see everything is, shops, everything's closing around 6, sometimes 7. Now it's 7 o'clock. Our tour is at 7:45, pretty much in the same spot where my other tour was. Very close to each other. Yeah, I would like a drink, but I would like to sit outside. Deacon Brody's. My first tour was from here, but my next one is from over there. But anyway, let's have a drink in here. It looks cool. Hi, I would like to try some local. It can be lager, can be not cider, but everything else.
These two are local.
Yeah?
That's an IPA.
Okay.
That one's a lager. It's a craft lager, so it's got a little bit more of a sort of hot flavour to it.
All right, let's go for this, please. A pint, please, yeah?
Yeah, just before you go. Thanks, man. Take the whole thing if you want. Just take the bucket. Usually easier. Just chuck it in. Focus. Okay, $7.50.
Cool. Can I go outside with this?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Lovely stuff, guys. Cheers. Oh. Yeah, this is where I am. Yeah. Lovely place. I don't drink lagers or anything like this. I usually drink Guinness if I want a beer. But yeah, I have to say, that's not bad. Innis and Gun. Yeah, I think the lagers from where I am now, they're disgusting. You drink a one, let's say Foster's or 1662 or whatever, or 1490, you just have like a sort of vomit aftertaste. I don't know why. It's just like, oh, this is nice. That's lovely. How much time we've got? Half hour. I'll be quick. But yeah, this is my last video from here. Hopefully the weather in India is a bit better than here. Just fucking windy. That's good shit. Guys, if you're in Scotland, you have to drink this. Innis and Gun. It's good beer.
the cut, you've missed the cut as well. So you're doomed if a war breaks out, stuck in it. Swords and things. Is this my guy's Captain Gray's people? If it's Captain Gray's, suckle round me. Have you checked in yet, guys? If you've not got a ticket.
So I'm waiting for the tour. I thought we were going with the pirate, kind of pirate thing, but thanks fucks for that, we're not going with the pirate, waiting for somebody else. Yeah, I don't want to be this to be like a fucking cheesy tour. It's supposed to be ghost haunted thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a massive expectation from it. It's just like, it's alright. You know, I'd rather do this than just sit in a pub. Because if I will be sitting in a pub for 1 hour and a half, I know how this will end. It cost me £25. I think it's £5 more than the other one. But fuck it, let's see what happens.
Straight in towards the fireplace, folks. Bye!
All right.
Welcome to our underground section. You are currently standing in part of what used to be one of the lower levels of a set of flats that was in fact lived in all the way up until the 1980s. Now before I go any further, it is mandatory I do check this. Does anybody here not believe in ghosts? Or is a bit sceptical, maybe unsure as to whether you believe or not? Do raise your hands nice and high and let me know now. 1. We do get ghostly goings on, things like pulls on hair, tugs on coats, bags, hoods or hats, breathing down the back of the neck, the feeling like you're maybe being watched, or there's maybe someone standing behind you, something running past your leg, holding your hand. We have had people being shoved downstairs if they are feeling particularly nasty. But the thing that freaks people out the most across the underground is whispering in ears. We do get quite a lot of disembodied voices, breaths in the ear. So do be warned that if you experience any of these things while you were down here with me, do just know that it's not me. If you experience legitimate paranormal activity, if you experience any of these things down here. Do be warned as well that the walls are wet. I do not recommend leaning on them. So folks, welcome to the underground street. This is a place called Nidri Wynd. Where you're standing right now, this was the original street level in Edinburgh up until 1788 with the creation of South Bridge. So right now we are standing directly underneath South Bridge's pavement. I will prove that a little later on, but for now, you just have to believe me. And I'm sure you do believe me, don't you? Yes. Correct answer, yes. Good. Now before I take you a little deeper into the underground, I should take this time to properly warn you about one of the most active ghosts we have down here. She does normally appear on the right-hand side in the area behind me, so if there is anyone behind me at any point in time, please let me know, just so I can run away and leave you here. Joking, of course. Now, to give you some context into who exactly this woman is, I should take you back in time to 1644. So picture this. The street is full of life. There's chickens, pigs, children running along the street playing together. There's a man with a tray of bread selling it to the people of Edinburgh. There's another woman with a basket of fish. The bridge isn't even here yet. Once again, it wasn't built until 1788. That's a whole 144 years later. So you can, in fact, see the sky. And what a wonderful shade of grey the sky is. Very dull, cold, and probably raining. Traditional Scottish weather. Basically, everyone's as happy as they could have possibly have been in 1644. Cut forward, however, 1 year to 1645. Nothing and nobody around because the plague has hit Edinburgh. The plague hits Edinburgh 12 times over the course of 2 years and wipes out roughly half the population. There would have been about 20,000 people that died in Edinburgh because of the plague. It is considered a tragedy. Now, there are, however, a couple lone survivors on this street, one of which is a woman named Isabel Catal, who's walking home this way with a piece of bread in her pocket to feed both her and her 3-year-old daughter who is sick. She's praying her daughter has anything but the plague. Because if it is plague, foul clingers, or plague doctors as they're better known as, will come, take her daughter away, put her in a pit, and leave her there to die, nameless and forgotten. Isabel got home that night to find that the boils had broken out, and it was, in fact, plague her daughter had. Her daughter then unfortunately passes away that very same night. It is a tragic tale. The authorities called wind of this death, took her daughter away and put her in a different pit, or a mass grave, as it would have been known as back then. Nameless and forgotten once again, with a little bit of lime sprinkled on top of her to stop the smell of death from getting so bad across Edinburgh, which was common practice in times of plague. Isabel Catal herself, then as punishment, was unfortunately pinned to the ground and branded with the mark of a traitor on both cheeks for the crime of concealing a person with plague, which was a very serious crime at the time. Now, we do get a lot of people that come down here. We get ghost hunters, we get mediums, we get non-believers like to try prove me wrong. They come down here to try see something or someone, and before we knew who Isabel was exactly, on 2 separate occasions, 2 different people had actively stated they had seen a sad woman, or a sad presence, in the right-hand side in the area behind me with ink red marks of injuries to her face. We didn't know who that was at the time, so we all got together, did a little digging, came across the story of Isabel Catal, cross-referenced that to the accounts they already had, and since then, we now believe it is no coincidence that this is who we see. And since then, people have also tended to see her in 2 different ways. So some see her kneeling in that bottom corner over there on the ground, almost as if she's looking for something there. It could be bread, it might even be her daughter. Some see her standing a little bit behind the stalks, almost sort of peeking out and making direct eye contact with someone before slowly stepping out, standing up tall, and making her way down towards you. Ants! And just keeps on walking. Doesn't hurt you. Sorry, that one is quite funny sometimes. Sorry. So if you do manage to capture anything on your devices that does closely resemble the woman I have just described, to say hello to Isabel, as she is very friendly, she will not hurt you, I do promise you that. Where are you all going?
All I can see is AliExpress skeleton.
It's a little space just by my side as well, just fill up the whole space.
That's what she said.
Is everyone comfortable? Excellent. Welcome to the Underground Vaults. If anyone ever asks you or tells you about the vaults in Edinburgh, this is what they mean. A small, dark, depressing room in the underground that was used to hold things. Visually, it's significantly less impressive than Edinburgh makes it out to be. I'm so very sorry about that. This room in particular is actually quite interesting, as this room, compared to other vaults, has about 900 years worth of history, as opposed to the normal 300 or 400 years worth of history. All the way back in the 1100s, this room would have been a realistic, full-sized family house for the poor in Edinburgh. You would have just walked through the front door of the house right now, attached to the street. This one room would have housed at least 10 people and a couple of small animals, like chickens. They would have kept their chickens either in a small coop in a corner or just out in the street for the neighbours to steal. They would have ate off the floor, they would have slept off the floor, they would have done everything on the floor, because we couldn't afford furniture. It was truly a drab and depressing way of life, but it is the only way of life that Edinburgh had for a very long time. Now, up in the mid-1600s, when the plague hit, this room was transformed from a house to a plague isolation centre for children. What I mean by that is, in order to keep as many children alive as possible during the plague, children were isolated away from their families, put into groups based on age and gender, things like this, and then locked in rooms like this. And they were not allowed to leave or have contact with anyone outside until the plague was gone, no matter how long it lasted, whether it was 2 months or 20 years. The children had to grow up in these rooms until the plague was gone. Then they could leave and rebuild Edinburgh as needed to be. There's about 150 of these kinds of rooms all across Edinburgh. This is one of the only ones that you can have access to nowadays. We've managed to find out in this room in particular, there was an estimated 40 children with one adult to look after them, sealed away in this room. The only contact they would have ever gotten with the outside world is when plague doctors came to visit. 2 or 3 times a week, plague doctors would come by and open the door to let in a little light and some fresh air to make sure they didn't suffocate. Now, plague doctors came by for two reasons. One was to make sure the children were still alive. Then if they were alive, the plague doctors would give them some fresh food and water to last them for a few days until the next time the plague doctors came round. If the children weren't alive, the plague doctors were to then record the deaths, move them into mass graves, sterilise the room, and then introduce the next group of kids into the room. Unfortunately, we've managed to find out that the 40 children that were sealed in this room did unfortunately pass away due to the plague. Now, after the plague had stopped in 1647, this room was abandoned for a little bit. The homeless would have inhabited rooms like this, as back in the 1600s it was illegal to sleep off the streets. So in order to find a loophole around it, the homeless would sleep in rooms like this, which were technically habitable. There was also quite a lot of criminal activity in rooms like this, a lot of illegal distilleries making 80% proof moonshine, which would quite literally blow your head off after one sip. With this, I'm going to leave you a couple of minutes in here to take photos and videos as you please. I do understand this is a ghost tour. If you are looking for paranormal activity, this is the room to be in. This is by far the most active room in the entire underground that I will be showing you today. I would recommend filming in this room with your flash on. The ghosts in here absolutely love electricity, so if you use as much of it as possible, they're more likely to be attracted to you and you might be able to see something. And you will have an absolutely magnificent 3 minutes in this room to take photos and videos as you please. So do feel free to use that time as you wish. Take your time, have fun, and once again, don't cry.
Ay, ella dice que dejaron los bebés aquí, pero aquí no hay oxígeno. ¿Cómo? Claro que se va a cerrar la puerta.
That's too easy. I knew it was coming at some point, but that was good. I know. How many bodies do you think are buried in Grayfriars Kirkyard total?
1 million.
1 million, okay.
10,000.
Did you say 1,000 there?
Yeah.
1,000, 10,000, okay.
2 million.
2 million?
2 million and 1.
Going once?
47.
2,500, okay. Okay. All of you are wrong. There is actually an estimated 160,000 bodies buried in Grayfriars Kirkyard. Because he was the king's official executioner, he let that power go to his head, and he thought he had a lot more authority than he actually did. He had a group of people that would do his killings for him, and basically, if he did not like you, you were a target. He would actively make up reasons for anybody that he didn't like to be executed, and do so himself in this very graveyard in the most brutal of fashions. Alright, so folks, there is a huge metal cage behind me. Does anyone have any idea what this cage might have been used for?
For zombies.
Grave robbers. Yes, it was used for grave robbers, specifically to keep them out. Or what we call them more safe, technically. There are different levels to more safe depending on how rich you are. There's a huge flat stone just behind you. There's 2 more just behind you as well over here. These flat stones in the ground these are more safe. Right, folks. Thank you so much, folks, for choosing City of Edinburgh Tours. I hope you had a nice time.
Alright, that tour is over. I have to say I got mixed feelings, but like I said, I didn't really expect God knows what from it. It was a little bit spooky, especially there. You know, I'm more interested in the plague, which happened here in Edinburgh. I'm more interested in that. Plague Doctor is one of the characters I'm absolutely adore. well, I shouldn't really say adore, but yeah, I'm quite fascinated about Plague Doctor and you know, the whole character or the whole purpose of Plague Doctor. That's a room where they kept the kids from the plague. It was quite creepy. I don't know, I filmed a little bit there. Hopefully guys you can see any paranormal activity over there. Interesting because when I was on the previous tour it was pretty much same story about how they discovered the vault. So it's a student who was actually renting a flat, started decorating, and he found out the hole in the wall. Same story here, so I don't really know which story is true. But anyway, it doesn't really matter how they discover it. I've been there, I experienced that, and that was cool. I can definitely recommend you guys to do it. I think it will be nice to have a beer somewhere. Let's start from here. Grayfriars Bobby. Hello, what sort of whiskey you have which is from here?
From here,
Yeah, like local whiskey.
from London, Edinburgh, or just Scotland. From Scottish, we have all of these. But it depends if you prefer spicy, sweet, smoky, fruity.
Right, which one can you recommend? Can you recommend any?
Do you mind smoky ones?
I don't mind. I like this.
To be fair, my favorite ones are the smoky ones, like the Lagavulin, the Arveg.
Can I have one shot of this, please? Lovely.
Is it a single?
Yeah, let's go for single. If you can just put like a one ice in there, please. Yeah.
That's A75, please.
All good. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, that whiskey is really smoky. Yeah. I don't remember when I had so much alcohol in like 2 days, because I was drinking a little bit yesterday at night. I'm drinking tonight as well. Drinks. That was quite expensive, I have to say. £7 or something for this. There's no prices here. Yeah, there's no prices. Strange. Like I said, my little journey is coming to an end. It was definitely interesting. I would like to come back here, but Glasgow will be the first place I will come back in Scotland, and then I might back to Edinburgh and stay here for a little bit longer. I want to see the castle. Unfortunately, I haven't got time to see the castle, and a lot of other places like small streets, little bars and pubs, you know, hidden from the main street. Unfortunately, you know, I can't do much, you know, in like 2 days. I think Edinburgh is definitely deserve to spend a little bit more time in. Right, I will finish this and I will hit the road. What a shitty weather. Oh god. Yeah, that was nice whiskey. I actually spent some time in there. I have to say, I'm quite fascinated by the fact that, you know, I'm walking on a street where during the plague, the plague doctors were walking. You know, it's for me, the plague doctor. I want to go back to that. It's a really important character for me because I was always fascinating. The big mask, for me, it's creepy. I love it. It's just so creepy. It's so scary. You know, I don't know. I have like a little fear from when I was a kid. So when I see the plague doctor silhouette, yeah, it's quite scary. But the thing is, the plague doctors, they weren't like a scary characters. Doctors, they try to help people. That's the thing. They're not creepy doctors like a lot of people may think, but they look scary. Obviously, they will carry a lot of like herbs and mint and lavender in the beak, just to kill the odor. Because obviously those trees were covered in shit during the plague, because people were throwing feces and like that girl from the tour said, you know, you're filling the bucket and at the end of the day you have to get rid of it. Yeah, that's quite funny. So yeah, all of those trees were covered in shit and pretty much everything was like going down. Yeah, can you imagine? People don't wash themselves for days. Yeah, I can't fucking imagine that. I'd love to walk a little bit, but the thing is, it's raining. And this is my only hoodie I've got. And I don't think that hoodie will be dry till tomorrow. And I don't want to smell like a wet dog in a plane. Let's have another beer, maybe something to eat. This is how the grass market looks like at night. Yeah, there's not really... It's not many people, maybe because of rain, I don't know. Yeah, I like it. I can definitely recommend Edinburgh, but not for one day. Not the best ending of the video, but I can't control the weather. I'm sure the government can, but unfortunately I cannot. Beehive Inn. That looks open. Okay, cheese toasty, salad. Right, buttered halloumi. Triple cooked chips. Okay, I think I'll go for it. Triple cooked chips and buttered halloumi. So table 17, can I order this triple chips or whatever, triple done chips, triple cooked chips?
Any allergies?
No, no allergies. And can I have this halloumi, buttered halloumi?
Yeah. Anything else for you?
Yes. Can I have a pint of this this one?
Anything else?
No, thank you. Yeah, by card. Right, guys, I ordered some food. I'm quite starving. After that whiskey, I'm just like, I've got like burning in my stomach. I need to kill it with some carbs and fat. That will be good. That beer is amazing. Cheers, guys. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Alright. I didn't expect miracles, but maybe it's a good thing. This is not much. I'm just afraid those chips are shit. Halloumi? It's the cheapest halloumi possible. But who cares? At least chips are real potatoes, but they're not really cooked properly. They're really soft inside, not crispy. But anyway, this is a pub food. I didn't expect miracles anyway. It's alright if you're drinking. That beer is the best anyway. Yeah, guys, that would be it. So guys, thank you very much for staying with me. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.